Welcome back, beautiful people. It is your girl.
Are you listening? Damn. Uh. Yeah. Uh.
Hey, beautiful people, welcome back. If you are returning, and welcome if you're new here, my name is Tando Manaka, also known as mediamom. I'm very excited to have you. Hope you like and subscribe and do all the good stuff. But let's get into it. This week's video, I'm going to be taking you through my retie process. So I recently, not that recent, I did a retie a couple of weeks ago and recorded it. It was a very long video, about 8 hours that I was able to capture. A lot of footage got lost, a lot of things happened, but I was able to secure some clips that I want to share with you guys, take you through how I do my reties, why I choose the method I do, how many locks I've got, and all that good stuff. But before I continue, I actually want to say we are experimenting, guys. So you'll notice I'm not using the mic that I normally use, which I bought from Incredible Connections a while ago. I actually got it at a really crazy discount. I think it was like 50% off anything. Anyway, along with this camera. But anyway, my point is I now have lapel mics. I think it's called a lapel mic. I don't know. Got it on Take a Lot. Sorry, let me put that down. Got it on Take a Lot recently, and I'm testing it out to see how well it works. It comes as two, so this is the box if you didn't see it properly earlier. It's an influencer move. I don't know. It's a box. I'll look for the link and add that in the description. But anyway, I don't make any money. I'm just letting you know. Got these and I'm looking forward to using them because I do want to do more interviews. And with this mic, it works for just one person. But with this, there are two of them, so I can actually do interviews and discussions much easier. So looking forward to that. And hopefully you guys will enjoy that content when it comes up. Yeah, let's get into the rest of this video. So this video is going to be all about my lock reties, which I do by doing an interlocking method. So I have these hooks that I have as well that I bought on Take a Lot as well. And I use those to crochet or interlock my hair whenever I need to. And that is about 6 to 8 weeks apart usually. I do need to do another one soon. So I'll do a close up of what it looks like now. I didn't take a picture or a video at the time. Forgive me. But I will do it now, and at the end of this video, you'll see what my locks look like up close. But yeah, hope you enjoy the rest of the video, beautiful people. Bye. So I start off by splitting my hair into two sections and tie those apart just for management. And I always start my hair off at the back. These are the hooks and the clips that I've got from Take a Lot. I will share the links in the description. But yeah, I pretty much start from the back. I've done this quite a few times and I'm used to doing my own hair, so I don't need to look. And the parts there are not like perfect parts. It's kind of a freestyle at the back. It's more perfect in the front than it is in the back. I did that on purpose because I knew I was going to do it myself. But yeah, so at this point, I've got the camera on and the light on at the back because I thought I was recording. Well, I was recording, but the footage got lost. Anyway, I'm chatting it up with my sister and, looking at the screen to just make sure that I'm not marrying any locks at the root because you don't want the tangles and the headache that comes with that. Trust me, I've been there. Don't do it. So yeah, the footage is lost, but this was preserved. It's sad because I'm out here watching this show. I don't even remember what I was watching, thinking something's recording. So here we get a closer look into how I do the retying or interlocking. And yeah, you can see the hook over there. I use it. So I basically put a lock through the needle hole or hook hole, and then from there I then go to the root or the base of the lock and pull through the lock to interlock it, right? And I'll do that a couple of times. So this is a 2-point rotation. I'll go in from the side, as you can see up there, and then again from the top and repeat that process until there's no longer room for me to fit my lock in there. Like right now, you see I'm tightening the root because there's no more space, and yeah, that cleans up my roots pretty good. And I'll move on to the next lock. So it is a bit of a messy process the way I do it. There's like I'm sure there's like so many other people online that do this much more seamlessly than I do, but I really wanted something like when I went with locks, I wanted something that I could manage. Oh, you see those roots I was talking about that Mary I had to pull one out. But anyway, I wanted something that I knew I'd be able to manage myself and something that I could, just, work into my routine. And this for me is what works. It isn't as posh of a process as I would like it to be, but it is getting the job done. So I basically repeat this, like I said, a couple of times for each lock until I feel there's no space in the root for me to pull the needle through with the lock and move on to the next one using a 2 point rotation. Cool. So for the front of my hair, guys, I just want to show you, I'm trying to get my edges back. So that's maybe a journey we can track. They are slowly growing back. It has always been a challenge when it comes to my edges. But anyway, I try to be very sensitive, not pull a lot of hair around this area because, like I said, I'm trying to get my edges back and trying to be baldy out here. And yeah, I'll just normally section it off to identify the lock that I want to interlock and then section off the rest. I normally do it row by row because I just want to clear the row before I get to those locks and just make sure that it's as easy as possible. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, it is a lot more neat in the front, and because I wanted to like maintain some aesthetic feel in the front, so I have the neat rows there. But at the back, it's a free for all. Honestly, it's just a free for all. So I pin those, clip those back, and guys, you know how difficult it was to find duckbill clips online. But anyway, that's not the point. Oh, and yes, there's lavender just chilling on the couch. I said my edges, but anyway, I'm still doing the back. So I work from the back towards the front, like I said before. And I do this outward approach when I'm doing my interlocking. So I will like lock it in the direction when it's looking out of my face. I don't know. I just felt like it added a little bit more volume to like my hair if I did it that way as opposed to doing it inward. And I do try to always make sure that I end a lock going downward. So it isn't flying looking, for the North Star. It's kind of like falling down because we do want to get that, hang time eventually all sorted. Well, I do have hang time. I mean, not I. But yeah, it helps just make sure that the locks are neat and behaving the way you intend them to and looking as good as possible. But yeah, like I said, do a 2 point rotation. Yes, and that's my daughter again, Willow. Do this 2 point rotation, doing side and then going from the up to down, and then just continue that until there's no space to continue. And I just repeat this, like I said, guys, over and over again and you will notice again also my locks are not all the same size. I think I mentioned in the last video that I did start off with twists and then split the twists up in two and left those as the locks. So when I did the sectioning for the twists, like I said, in the front I was very strict about keeping lines, but when I did the twists themselves, I didn't maintain sizes. So I wasn't splitting the sections in perfect halves. So some locks are thinner than others and honestly, I like the variation. I don't really have a problem with it. I think it just feels more authentic. Is that lint in my hair? That probably is lint in my hair. Don't worry, I do wash it before I interlock and I do a wash after I interlock just to like, if there's spots where I feel like it's a bit tight, I feel like washing the hair does does like loosen it up a bit more. But ideally, don't make your hair too tight. Never do your hair too tight because you don't want to lose your hair. But then if you do find that it is a bit too tight, I learned this from like getting my hair done at salons younger. Just go under the water. Let the hair get wet. It will loosen up the tightness of the hairstyle. And yeah, like I mentioned before, you see that downward. I ended the lock looking downward. Always. Can you even tell how tired I am at this point? So we're at the top of my head finally. Woo! Done with the other half, and I just wanted to show you guys how I do the top of my head essentially, and just show you like what the locks look like a little bit close up. And yeah, I maintain the same kind of rotation at this point, going in from the side and then going in from the top, 2 point rotation. and repeat, repeat, repeat. Yeah, that's my sister in the kitchen making food. Did she make me some? Can't remember. She probably did. Funny enough, it's funny because she's listening probably to me record this right now. But anyway, now she did make me food. But yeah, this is me exhausted doing the top of my head. We're almost at the end. I am over this process. It's been 2 days, over 8 hours to do these locks. And yeah, I'm just tired. Yeah. At this point, call me exhausted. I am over it. I don't want to do this anymore. But we are on the last lock and yeah. I counted them the other day and I actually realized I've got about 213 locks all across on my head. And that was pretty cool, considering that there were some that were joined that I didn't want joined. But anyway, so I could have had more. I'll count it again later on because I don't know how accurate that count was, to be quite frank. I was watching TV while I was counting my locks. We're not sure how many those were. But yeah, I maintain the same thing. In the front, I like to interlock going inward towards from the front to the back, and then do the side thing as well because I just wanted to frame my face a certain way. But yeah, I always ended again going downward because I again want the hair to fall down. You don't want it to be trying to stand up and you know I don't know. I don't know. I'm exhausted. I'm as exhausted recording this voiceover as I was, I feel like, when I was doing my hair. But yeah, this is me finally done shaking it off, shaking it off. I'm gonna go to take a shower because yeah, this is exhausting. My arms are over me, I'm over my arms because why are you not stronger? And yeah, this is me trying to figure out how I'm gonna style it. Another thing that I like about putting water over it is that the direction is not quite as set. I know that they only say how you like lay your lock, and it is true. When you're interlocking, if you lay it a certain way, your hair will fall a certain way. And you see my baby hairs. But anyway, what I like is when I shower, it also gives it more flexibility. If the hair just feels more flex. Right now, I can see it's a bit stiff. But yeah, that is my retie. Now for the part I've been dreading for so long. I don't know why I've been dreading recording this part of the video. I think it's because the setting is different. I'm standing instead of sitting. Like, yeah, it was just, I guess I was in my head too much. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys what my hair looks like up close. It is a couple of weeks after I did that retie, and I am due for one soon. Yeah, just like looking. So, for example, how I know I'm due for one is you look at the roots basically. You just go in, and if you see that space, I don't know if you guys can see this, but like if there's cushioning there, then it means you're probably due for a retie soon. And homegirl only finishes editing now. So let me give you guys a little close up of the hair, and yeah, that will be the end of the video basically. This is from the back. I did mention earlier that the parts at the back aren't as like clean and lined up as the front. I did try, shame. I did try, but it isn't quite the same. And then in the front, it is quite more, just a bit more uniform and standardized, and gives aesthetics. It gives clean look. At the back, like I said, it's a free for all, everybody for themselves. Everybody does this how they want. And yeah, this is basically my hair right now. Before recording this, I just went and sprayed with some water and brushed it. So I do brush my locks, especially since, now they are more of locks than they were before. Before I didn't want to do too much brushing because I don't want to undo the locking process. Right now, I feel more comfortable brushing because it feels like they are, locks. Like, yeah, proper locks. This is it. So I've got like this bob thing going on because the ones at the back are really short. So when I try to like tie my hair up, this is what it looks like, right? So it's like they're not all the same length. Some are shorter, but I really don't mind that. I I really like it. I feel like it gives it a vibe, a feel. But yeah, this is my hair up close. Like I said, my edges are coming in. So eventually when those grow out, I think I'll integrate them a little bit more into the locks. But for now, I'm not in too much of a hurry because I want to make sure that the hair does grow. It grows healthy and it's strong enough to actually be incorporated into the locks without, causing any damage or any pulling. Yeah. Traction alopecia is a real thing, guys. But yeah, that is pretty much me, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like I did say before, I do have, okay, wait, before I go, just let me show you something. Okay, so I use this brush. It is a Cantu brush. I got it at a Discam, and it is quite a strong bristle one. I do have a softer one which is bigger, but I enjoy this one because it helps me, especially with the pet hair that I'll find in my hair sometimes, just clear that out from my hair. There's dog hair right there, and just brush it out because that happens when you have a dog in the house. And then the crochet hooks and duckbill clips. I got the crochet hooks. It comes with this little bag, and there's a bunch of hooks. So these are the crochet hooks. These are the gimbals, so the needles. It's Gmail or Jmail. Sorry, not Gmail. Jmail. Like I said, I'll put the links in the description. Comes with these crochet hooks if you want to fix your locks and stuff like that. There are a lot of videos online if you want to learn how to fix a lock, fix certain things that happen like bunching. Bunching is good, but if you want to, just make sure that, they level throughout or reattach a lock, these crochet hooks are what you will need. Duckbill clips, this just helps section off pieces of my hair or chunks of my hair while I am busy. And there's so many different hooks that they use. Oh my gosh. So many hooks that you could choose from, like from this. I guess this would be like if you've got bigger locks. And then this is one of my go-tos. So you'll see, yeah, it's quite stained because I use it a lot. I go between these two quite frequently. For myself and my daughter. And yeah, there's a lot of different variations that I think would be useful. And like I said, I just spray water. I love this because it mists. Too much technology is. It actually mists. So I enjoy this as a spray. So I just literally refill this with water. Sometimes if I'm feeling spicy, I'll add an essential oil, peppermint or something to just make my hair feel, whew, really fresh. But that's basically what I use. And yeah, that is pretty much my hair interlocking process that I do, and I'll be doing it again soon. Yay! Love it for me. And yeah, it does take a while, but I honestly, for me, I enjoy doing my own hair. If you're somebody who doesn't like doing their own hair, I wouldn't recommend it. Or I'd recommend that you get a loctician. I just struggled a lot, like I mentioned in my other video. I struggled a lot finding a loctician that does interlocking and not palm rolling. Everyone seems to be really down on palm rolling, and I get it because it is a bit faster, I would assume, than having to interlock somebody's hair, and also techniques and all of those stuff, right? But for me, it works for me. I do it every 6 to 8 weeks, and because I'm doing it, I'm in control of how, when, where I do it. And I also do it for my daughter, same method that I do with myself. In fact, I go into more detail. So I did say I go between the 2 point interlocking and 3 point, really focusing on 2 point because I used to do a 4 point and that took forever. My arms would be exhausted. And now I've gone and started doing more of a 2 point than a 3 point. I'm trying to get it down to as simple as possible. There are a lot of warnings around doing a 2 point because if you're not careful, you could, interlock too much on one side and then cause breakage and all of these stuff that could happen. I try to, do it as consistently as possible to make sure that the locks are developing. Like, you don't want, because right, it is again a new lock, so there's going to be bunching and stuff like that, but you want them to be almost as straight as possible through as they grow, and the way you interlock really does impact that. So I try to be mindful of that every time I do my hair. I try not to do my hair when I'm angry because those roots that are married yeah, those roots that are married. Basically, I was gonna say at the roots, but then I literally just said the roots. Anyway, when those are married, you don't want to go in frustrated because you're gonna snap your hair. So normally, when you see me doing that thing where I'm busy, what I'm trying to do is identify which lock that strand of hair belongs to, and then try to pull it out of the lock that it's been interlocked into. So normally it will be like new hairs, so really tiny new hairs that are sprouting. And when I'm interlocking, because most of the time I don't have a camera to see what I'm doing, especially at the back, it'll get looped in with a lock it's not supposed to, right? So I'll try to like manually pull those through. As gently as possible. But then if I see that it's a lost cause, then I will bring in the scissors. Try not to be scissor happy though, because what happens is then if the base of the root is the integrity is compromised because you're constantly cutting those hairs, guess what? The lock's gonna fall out, it's gonna get damaged with time. So I don't do it very often where I'll come in with scissors and like actually just cut the whole situation up. What I would prefer to do is try to pull the individual hair strand out of the lock that it's not supposed to be in, and then let it be loose, and then try to bring it back to the lock it belongs to. And that's probably why it takes so long. Sometimes is that I'm busy trying to sort that out. Not ideal, but it is what it is, and we are where we at. And yeah, if you're wondering why am I wearing these layered pajamas, it's cold. We're approaching winter in South Africa and it is cold AF. So I am layered up because I ain't finna feel cold. Also, I feel like when I do videos about my hair, I don't need to wear like outside clothes. I can wear inside clothes because like, I'm letting it into my world. Anyway, I'm gonna end up rambling and babbling. I hope the quality of the sound was great. If you guys have any comments about the sound quality using this lapel mic, and if it's not a lapel mic, please tell me what it's called. But anyway, let me know if the sound is good. Hopefully, I haven't been knocking it against my clothes. I'm always like very conscious about that. But anyway, okay, let me go. Let me go. Enjoy your day. Have a great one. Bye. Right, I'm still recording anyway. No, look at you. No, look at you. Gotta record again. Hi. Gosh, Tando, get it together. Get it together.
Have you ever felt? Are you listening? Damn.